Hi, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris News.
Why, DLP, with these new ambassadors, you are really spoiling us.
I'm loving it.
This is Halloween, this is Halloween.
Villainous Nights.
Yay! Hey there, hi there, ho there, Disney fans, and welcome to another Disneyland Paris Show. This week we will be discussing an extremely important topic just raised by John Parker, who has boldly declared that Pirates of the Caribbean at World End is the best movie in the franchise.
Interesting.
Discuss, boys.
Interesting indeed.
No? Yes?
Well,
Indifferent?
Is that the fourth one or the fifth one?
Third one.
The third one. I like the first three.
I think the first three are
There's
good.
not a lot of love for the second and the third one, but I think they're brilliant.
Yeah, I like the third one in particular. So, yeah, your thumbs up opinion there, not as controversial as we would have thought.
Well, what I think we should do is at some point we should start doing our classics review, but doing films related to rides.
Yes.
And then we can do the Pirates of the Caribbean films. We might mean we have to go through the fourth and fifth one, but
We can revisit the Haunted Mansion
We
along
have to
with...
watch
Three times.
Tomorrowland as well.
I think so.
We
Yeah,
have to watch that.
Tower of Terror.
Oh, that's on its way.
But there's already one. There's an old
The
one.
Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise.
Me and Bonnie went to see that in the cinema. Enjoyed it greatly.
Country Bears. There's a film of them, isn't there, as well?
Is there?
Oh, yeah. God, there's
Have
so
you
many
heard,
things.
Have you heard what they're doing to the Country Bears?
Have you seen this? You heard about this?
Did we discuss this last week?
I don't know.
I feel like we discussed
we
it.
have to.
Oh, yeah,
I
yes,
touched
we-
on it a couple weeks ago when we were talking about the Walt Disney World expansions.
But was that on the EMT show?
No,
Oh,
it was on the regular old,
the good old DLP show.
regular ass normal show.
We knew it would come in. They've had the day. If you don't know what we're talking about, just look up Country Bears.
Go back 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I've got some trip reports as well, you know.
Well, in that case,
Couple of trip reports.
Get cracking.
we better get going, aren't we?
Yeah, and some stuff to talk about, so that's kind of cool, isn't it?
Well, before we go any further, we really need to know who is here with us in this room.
Who are they?
All aboard, please.
My chat's disappeared,
Oh, well done.
which is going to make this very difficult. Let me try again. There it is. Bonnie was determined to be first in the chat. She's joining us from bed tonight because it's been getting a bit late for us, so she's all ready for bed, but she's just tuning in that way. But unfortunately, she wasn't first in the chat. But our good friends, let's start with this one, was first in the chat. So no shade.
Hey, Joey.
No shade there. Hey everyone, can't wait for the show. Bonnie then says hello. I was 100% sure I would be the first. Crying emojis.
Must have literally seen it come on and commented
moment.
straight away
We
there.
shouted upstairs that the stream had been posted, and we heard a scamper across the
Thud.
upstairs corridor.
It was like a herd of elephants
37
gracefully treading their path.
Lee Travels says, can't wait for the show. Only 4 days until I leave for DLP for the end of the 30th and AB party. Now, on that, actually,
Incredible jealousy.
I've declared over the past few weeks, but next week, this is all coming down. We're going to do away with the 30th stuff. And we're going to be trialing a new setup.
I've even got a new camera lined up, but it wasn't playing ball
working
today,
today.
so we're going to see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello to Emma. Bonnie waves a pink hand, which, as we all know, is Jimmy's move. So Bonnie's paying homage there to Jimmy, who's also here. And Sugar Sweet Samantha, a.k.a. Sugar Sweet Mama, is in the chats. And Katia and Alad, hello from Alad and Fiona, absolutely reeling at a trip report this evening where somebody has called Big Thunder Mountain as the mountain train in a trip report.
The mountain train.
My
Oh, dear.
all-time favourite ride.
Poor people. This is the thing with muggles, you see. Sometimes you've just
Oh,
got
don't
to...
make it about Harry Potter.
Okay.
Aaron says, almost forgot what day it was. Again, I say this every week, and every week I'm surprised that it's once again a Sunday. Aaron, you need to pop on Country File and feel that Sunday night depression because it's back to work. And Country File theme music is the worst thing to hear on a Sunday night.
It's like 11 a.m. on a Sunday morning, isn't it?
Just on Sundays.
It's miserable. Yeah,
Just on Sundays.
just Sundays.
I had this thought that because all the news seems to drop on a Monday and we're always kind of a week behind, that maybe I'd start using the shorts format and or TikTok to start throwing some of that news out during the week. And then you know what we're going to talk about on the weekend, because that's fine because it's a magazine show anyway, really, this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that what it is? It is, isn't it?
It's more like a pamphlet.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
Give me a few weeks to think about it, but that's my thought. My thought is I should be doing, or one of us, or some of us, or all of us should be doing a bit of that, a bit.
Pull the finger out.
Yeah.
Hello to Smigaroo. Hi everybody, just back from DLP, exhausted, yet already plotting when we can return. Plotting. We got John Parker, who's just rewatched Pirates of the Caribbean, which we mentioned earlier. Thea and Andrew, and Stan from the Solo Show is not staying long, but you know,
Nice to have you here,
we'll
Stan.
see how long we can keep you for, Stan. And we've also got Ruth and Cheryl and MBG82 and all kinds of people. Dunn Family, Wits Wanderlust, Mystic Challenger. Hello, love your vids. I'm going to Disneyland Paris on November 26th.
Excellent.
And might as well finish off. We've got Melissa and Ruth. And I think that's everyone. If I've missed anyone, I do apologise.
Mystic
I
Challenger,
didn't mean to.
that is my favourite week of the year to go to Disneyland Paris, because it's like full on Christmas and the weather has gone Christmas and you're just getting into December, and yet the Christmas crowds haven't caught up with facts yet. You are going to have an amazing time.
Just a quick note on the chat front. Last week before last now, I was sat at my my kids' swimming session, and just looking on my phone like you do while you're waiting for them to do the swimming. And a chap next to me turned around and went, "Excuse me, are you Chris?"
Really?
And I said, yes, I am. And he said, "I really like your show."
Oh.
So I said to Jonathan, I'll give you a shout out this week, and then I didn't do it. And he even stopped being a lurker and posted in the chat yesterday to say, "Look, I'm not a lurker anymore." Last week, sorry, yeah. And we completely ignored it. So sorry about that, Jonathan.
I remember rattling through the end of the roll call last time and missing off a few people. Unfortunately, he got cut.
Yeah,
no.
it was a massive oversight on my part, and it was very rude of me, and it was quite an awkward conversation we had, wasn't it, when I saw you this week on Tuesday. But I'm going to try and remember to bring some stickers this week because I've got a few left, so I'll bomb those over and you can have some of those. And yeah, it was really nice to chat with you. So I'm sorry.
Just a couple of things that I've seen going on in the chat. Stan from the Solo Show and Bonnie both agree that Muppets Haunted Mansion is the best film of a attraction. I disagree.
The best film of an attraction.
I didn't care for that Muppet one.
I mean, honestly, as we've started this show off with, the first three, the camera's frozen, the first three of the Pirates of the Caribbean films are all really good films. I don't know why. Right, the camera's frozen. I apologise for this. This is why I got myself a new camera. But I don't know why it's decided to freeze on me. Here we go.
No, we've gone all robotic, but we've come back now.
Well, I didn't dare mention it, Chris, but I'm getting a bit of a buzz in the background when I just listened then.
Cheryl,
no, don't say that. The camera stopped as well now.
is also going November 26th, so there's going to be a little bit of a DLP party going, Disneyland Paris Show party going on there. If you have stickers, we give away stickers. Make sure that you wear them in a rather obvious place. Put them on a badge, put them on your lanyard, and then you can say hello to each other. Cheryl and Mystic Challenger. Bonnie likes Welcome to the Life Hereafter. Yes, that is a favourite song of ours, isn't it? Right, I'm going to get going, I think. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. There's some technology going on which is making me distracted.
There is definite technology going on because the camera stopped working and now we've disappeared.
But I'm going to tell you about Villainous Nights. This is, as has already been mentioned, who said that they're going to the... it was it Tom Travels right at the beginning? Said that they were going...
It was Lee.
Lee Travels is going for the end of the 30th and the annual pass holders party. And so we're able to tell you, Lee, what you will be seeing, because they have released the program for it.
Fun.
The party will run from, oh gosh.
I know. This is
The party will run from 6:30 p.m. to 2 a.m. for pass holders, and there will be various attractions open throughout the evening. The opening ceremony, however, which is strange, will not occur until 9:45 p.m. I presume that is to be absolutely 100% sure that they've got rid of all the day guests before they start to go all official and party-ish. But don't worry, there will be things going on before then. Just to get in the Halloween mood, we're turning into ghosts, aren't we?
Oh, just don't. I'm beyond sick of all this now. I can't wait to change our settings next week and get everything working properly.
And there will be other exclusive shows throughout the evening. It'll include... Oh, they said there'd be no character meets, didn't they? Specifically said there'd be no character meets.
Yeah, the phrase character meets does make me laugh.
Do you think it's like a deli?
Yeah, like a little slice of
a charcuterie board
chipmunk.
of character meets. There will be, speaking of which, there will be 5 restaurants open through the evening. You're going to have Colonel Hathie's Outpost, Casa de Coco Restaurant de Familia, Cafe Hyperion, Casey's Corner, Market House Deli, along with various food trucks. Now, this is the information we have so far. It's one of those strange things where they need to give you enough information to prepare, but the whole point of these hard ticket parties is that it's all quite, we don't know what to expect, and the surprises and exclusive things. So I'd love it if you could report back for us, Lee, and anyone else who's going to manage to be there that night, and let us know what exciting things they've got going on. I am going to have to stop talking because my voice has just gone extremely tight and dry.
Nice.
Somebody talk.
Well, should we have a drink?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep faffing about with all this stuff.
All together, your tiki 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 cup in your tiki 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 cup. Well, you made yourself a beverage, I'll drink it up from your tiki 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 cup.
I think Chris might need something a bit harder than this, but
not
what I've got is a bottle of Fanta that I bought in Hull at 1:15 a.m.
Ooh.
And it's called Tropical Exotic. It looks green, but it's actually clear inside. And I'm not really sure what I'm tasting here. It might be guava. I don't know. But yeah, it's a nice tropical drink for us all to enjoy. There you go. Get on that.
Thank you very much. Get on that.
I've got my boring cherries and berries in a pineapple again.
It certainly is tropical. It's sugary though. I'm not gonna lie to you. So but I've never seen this anywhere. But it's just one of those weird little shops that's open at 1:15 a.m. on a street in Hull.
Yeah, to deal with all the drunk
Just hit myself in the
people
face.
walking back.
We can't see anything now. I'm really sorry.
Is that true? Have we disappeared, people?
No, we're on.
We're there.
We're there. I'm just trying to get this other one working. The camera that we use normally is an iPhone, and the connection thing's decided to mess up, which is why I went to get a new camera this week. But
do you know what I love? At this point in the show every week, people pop in and go, "Sorry, I'm late," and it's just like students running into my classes at 6:05, going, "Sorry, I'm late, Miss Lucy." It's all right, guys. You dip in and out when you want to. Yeah. So we've just got Mercedes joining with us.
Oh, hi, Mercedes.
How's the little sproglet going on there, Mercedes? Enjoying the show? We've got Jonathan arriving late. Don't worry about it, guys.
Our friend Bob was on Chat Disney this week talking about Snow White and the history of Snow White. So it was a good listen.
He wants to get on this show as well this week.
Oh, he does he?
Yeah, so I'm talking loud because I'm not in front of the microphone, so I'll sound like I'm miles away.
Chris says Bob wants to get on this show as well.
He does. He's done as a trip report.
Ah, yes, okay, that's fine then. I'll
Ooh,
allow that.
I feel like Bob will give us a very thorough and educated trip report.
Well, it's interesting because I don't know how much of it I should read because it's quite insightful.
Oh, Mercedes has just said, being a parent is hard. How do you three do it? Well, it's not just us three. I'm guessing there is a heck of a lot of people in the chat who are parents as well. And you just kind of, you drink.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Lucy likes wine.
Lucy doesn't drink wine anymore. That's why I like it so much. You always like what you can't have. It gets easier, Mercedes.
Does it?
She's still in the first month of sleepless nights, isn't she? When they get sleep, mind you, yours didn't sleep till he was 3, did he?
The second one didn't. No, the first one slept pretty good actually, but the second one didn't sleep until he was 3 years old. Yeah,
Excellent.
little love. He's a darling.
Right. And ours is in the chat, so we can't say anything mean.
By the way,
Yes.
I'm so distracted by the fact that I'm like hardly even in view at the moment. But people who are listening don't really care about that, so we'll just carry on. I did a thing this week. Well, basically, we had a bit of a conversation yesterday morning, Laura and I, about I wonder what the Golden Forest's like, and
Have you upgraded?
literally within an hour and a half, I'd sent the email saying, "Can I just upgrade, please?"
Oh, wow.
And so we've done it. We've upgraded to it. We just thought it sorts breakfast out. It means that when we get there, we get the concierge, the private entrance bit, so you can go and check in without the riffraff. They'll park our car for us and stuff, I think, as well,
Yeah.
or whatever, that stuff. And it just, it takes the pressure off. And also, because it's late nights at Halloween and long days, we will always pretty much every day go back for a bit of a siesta of some sort, and having snacks and stuff from there seems like a great thing. So
And economical in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
We have never stayed club level anywhere.
Club level.
Club level.
Blah, blah, blah.
We're unlikely to ever do it at Disney World because we stay on DVC points, and so that's not really a thing. And we're just tight. I can't see us paying the
we're just
upgrade.
tight.
Can you, Ewan?
Money's too tight to mention.
Oh, money.
Except when we win the lottery and then we go to the Castle Club. I'm just holding out for the Castle Club. Bonnie is saying she's on 50%. Bonnie, the iPad is on our bed if you need it. Right, let's go on to some
I
more.
will just say for viewers, I realised that when I held up this very green bottle of Fanta that you just can't see it at all. You can just see the Fanta logo floating around.
Yep. It's
Maybe
kind of cool.
Okay.
Maybe the lid.
I'm loving it. Right,
I'm loving it.
so,
Oh, I can do a thing for this. Watch.
Hashtag not sponsored.
hey.
We're not in it. We're not there.
That's fine. We
I
don't
mean, we're
need to
here
be
in voice, but
It's fine.
it's just empty
So
seat.
what we've got here is concept art, although that looks pretty realised
real.
to me. Yeah, of a brand new
The things they can do these days.
McDonald's in the Disney Village. Now, this has dropped very early because they don't plan on starting construction until September 2024, so exactly a year from now, basically. But this will be built next to the existing McDonald's, and the old McDonald's will stay open while
Old
this has been
McDonald's.
built, because God forbid we should have any gap in our McDonald's consumption. You went to McDonald's for the first time on this at Disneyland Paris for the first time on this most recent
Well,
trip.
we probably
didn't you?
went in 2000.
I don't think we did.
We were knocking around down there.
You were knocking around McDonald's,
I bet-
hanging out.
I
hanging
bet
out
we
in front.
did.
Do you
I bet
think?
we did. Yeah, we were like young.
Yeah.
You know, and you just sometimes you just think, oh, we'll just go there. It's easy. Yeah, I went and it was awful. So this looks nicer. I saw Dedicated to DLP chatting about this on Facebook or something, and someone there said this felt like a kind of a vegan one. So maybe they keep this they keep the old one open for meat and have this one that's just like the vegan one.
So this is what I find amazing about this. Look at the size of that.
3
That
stories.
3-story McDonald's, and the other one isn't going to shut while this is being built.
So
So it's going to be like the McDonald's quarter.
I know it says
gonna be
it
ridiculous.
will be built next to the existing one, and I'm like, where's the space? I mean, it can only be in front or behind. It can't actually be next to it because there's a lake and a walkway, and then what is on the other side? Backstage area type
yeah.
stuff, isn't there? So maybe it's going to be in the backstage area. I don't know.
What's interesting as well, though, is the style of this. When you compare it to what's happening at Cafe Mickey at the moment, you're starting to get a feel for what the village is going to look
Bistro
like.
de Rosary, yeah.
Yep.
Now, if this is a look that they're going to keep consistent through the whole thing, I think that's quite a good choice.
Yeah.
However, I do worry it'll date. Do you think that looks very 2023? This, I don't know. Will it? I don't know.
There's a lot
Tell
of
me
this
I'm wrong.
architecture around, this kind of eco-friendly looking.
But I mean, maybe it'll stick though, because
Yeah.
there is a thing about trying to get more greenery on roofs and walls in inner cities, isn't there? To offset carbon and all that kind of.
It's like Village
thing.
Nature type of thing.
It does look greatly like that. I think it looks lovely. Was it busy when you went to McDonald's, Hugh?
Oh yeah. Can you remember how long I was there? Oh, you were asleep when I got back.
Yeah, I know you were there a long time. So that's that must be why they're doing an even bigger one. They must know that it's that popular.
Yeah, I had to go into a holding pen and they call out numbers, and I was waiting there for maybe, I want to say 20 minutes. I was in there like half an hour. It's the longest I've ever been in a McDonald's waiting for food. But it was peak McDonald's buying time.
Here's the thing: build it and they will come. I watched a very interesting. I like to watch city planning videos on YouTube. That's my niche. Just so you know, I watch a lot of that. And I watched a thing on how adding extra lanes to motorways doesn't reduce traffic jams, because the more lanes you build, the more traffic uses that road, and you just get the feedback. I just think something that big, people will just look at it and go there as an easy thing because it's massive and it'll attract people and it'll still be just as busy. They also have to staff more burger flipping stations as well. The more people go in, the more food they have to produce. It's not just having more tables, is it? So, yeah, I think it'll still be rammed. However, it is beautiful. I'm not being a Nelly negative. I'm not doing that. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. There is a place for a McDonald's at a Disney resort, and it is clearly popular. It keeps the cost down of people's food bills. It gives children something they recognise and enjoy. So
Stan went there he went to a McDonald's in France just so we could order a Royale with cheese like in Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
I do actually agree with what Aaron's saying, which is compared to the current colourful energy of the village, it's a bit plain. I mean, if they went with it and it was all like this, and there was just trees everywhere and it was all greenery and it was almost like, starting to turn into like a bit of a forest, it would kind of be nice. But like with the village as it is, with that tacked on, it is a bit disjointed, isn't it? And I do like those big giant golden arches in front of the current one.
Yes.
It's just a classic, iconic thing, isn't it?
If you looked at this and said, that's a brand new McDonald's, where do you think it's been built?
Bonnie says I was gone for an hour. Bonnie's also stressing me out because she says the iPad's on 7% and her phone's on 15%. So you're just going to have to hang tight, Bonnie.
Go get your chargers and sit in our room where there's a plug. Right. That fire's getting put out. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, if you said that's a new McDonald's, where's it being built? I don't think I'd go, oh, that's a Disney McDonald's. It doesn't feel to have that kind of energy. But they're clearly kind of going that way, as you said, with Bistro Rosalie.
But they've said it's been designed specifically for this, but that looks like a modern McDonald's does anywhere else, doesn't it? Just bigger. There's nothing particularly. It's got the green. It's got the golden arches with the green. It's got a wooden.
I miss the red
fascia thing to it.
Red's like one of the most appetising colours, isn't it? And it really does work on me. When I see red, I want it. And the green sign, I know why they're doing that, but it doesn't make me feel very hungry.
No.
Call me old-fashioned.
You're old-fashioned.
But what I want from Disney, full stop, is oversized characters. I want it in the hotels. I want it in the shops. I want it in the restaurants. Massive big statues of oversized characters.
I miss the Hamburglar.
Oh man, my uncle used to work for McDonald's, so when we were kids, we used to get loads of freebies, and we got like McDonald's colouring books, which were awesome. And we used to love like the Hamburglar.
Did you ever go to a McDonald's
cheese.
party? You know when they did kids' parties?
Yeah, and Big Mac the policeman.
What Mac at
and
night?
the Fry Guys.
Yeah.
Like Mac at night.
Mac at night?
That moon.
I don't know what that is.
See, Mac at night?
You've dreamt that.
No.
I haven't. Stan, tell him.
Stan says the decor around the kitchen area looked Aladdin-like with the gold paint and gems. Oh, did it? I've never been in, like I say.
Bonnie's buffering now. She's having as many technical problems as I'm having today.
Okay. You have fixed yours, though, because you have technical whiz.
Let's not speak too soon, eh?
Well, this will cheer you up, Christopher, because I know this is your favourite Disney topic. It's Halloween. Well, nearly. In a week, it will be Halloween. But for now, they've just got all the decor up. So we've got all the ghosts of Main Street up there.
I bought a make your own haunted house gingerbread thing today.
Ooh.
It's over there, Chris. Can you see it?
Yeah.
I'll grab it.
They've got all the ghosts of Main Street are back up. They've got those the ones again where you're able to put the face through. I think there's a couple of portraits that you can do that. There's also a kid ghost where you can put that. Go on, Hugh, talk about that for a second then.
Just holding it.
Yeah, come on, just stop the flow, Hugh.
Holding it up.
So there's like a kid's ghost where you can put the face through for the photo ops, and those have been away since the pandemic, so it's really good to see those back because, germs and stuff like that.
We don't care about germs anymore. Tell you what's interesting though,
Go on,
really
then.
interesting about all of this. All these decorations are going up, and there's still some massive decorations to come down, and that whole kind of fact that all the Halloween stuff's gone up, but the 30th stuff's all still there, and it's all going to suddenly disappear overnight.
I know, but it won't feel like
in
it.
a few days' time.
It won't feel bare though because it's been replaced
Oh no,
by
no,
Halloween.
it'll be seamless. It'll be brilliant. If you're there in that crossover period, it'll be quite interesting, I imagine.
Stan, did I call it Mac at Night?
Yeah.
I was mixing it up with Nick at Night, which is a late night Nickelodeon thing. But
Right.
Stan corrects me, it's Mac Tonight, and it was a big moon face with sunglasses.
Mac tonight.
Mac Tonight, yeah.
Okay.
Makes me think of Mac the Knife, which is a very different thing.
James is saying, I think your audio has a grounding issue. Everybody stop talking a second. Yes, there's definitely an issue. One of these microphones, I fixed it the other day and it's obviously gone again. So that's good.
We'll all twiddle them.
Hang on. Wait. Just, right, stop again. I don't know which one it is. I think it's mine, actually. Okay, interesting.
Aaron
Oh,
says
you did it!
you did it. Sounds
Yeah, I don't think so.
perfect now.
Oh, there you go. I twiddled a wire. Oh, well, did we all twiddle wires? Or was it my wire?
I have a spare microphone, so we can swap
Oh,
out the
it
one
is
that's
better.
causing problems.
Cool.
Is it still better, though?
Oh no, it creeps back.
It creeps
So
back, yeah, I
we've
thought
got
it would do.
witches'
Yeah,
hats
I think
on the
it's mine as well.
lamps. We've got the big orange lamps with the witches' hats on them. We've got there's kind of a big pumpkin tree that goes into the Thunder Mesa Mercantile. We've got the lamps up in Fort Comstock. It looks amazing. As we say every year, Hugh and I have never been at Halloween, and I think it needs to go on the list for next year.
It's like the only time we haven't been.
I know.
We've been in January, we've been in spring, we've been in summer.
I think
Christmas.
the thing is, by the time it gets that time of year, I really do love Disney at Christmas. And it's always like, yeah, we go a bit like that. Anyway, we need to rectify that. What do you think, Bonnie? Do we need to go at Halloween? Would that be good? Would you like that? What do you think about this? Do you like this? There is a lot of merchandise dropping as well. We've got new Spirit jerseys. There's loads of Nightmare Before Christmas. There's new lounge flies and all that jazz. So basically what you were saying, Chris, is if you go in this week, no, you won't get the Halloween parade.
No.
But you've got pretty much everything else.
Yeah.
It all seems to be there now.
Yes. It's exciting stuff.
Goofy's Candy Machine in Plaza Gardens, I've got written down. Stitch dressed in Halloween gear. And, yeah, all the good stuff. There's just loads of good stuff. Go at Halloween. It sounds ace. Humming again.
Yeah, I know we're humming again. I think it's my mic as well.
Okay. Right. Shall I move on to the last piece of news?
It might be all right for the listeners, might it? Just sometimes run a filter over it.
Yeah, I will run a filter over
So
it.
the listeners
It
might be like, what?
The Dunn family is saying they love Christmas at DLP. And so do we. Like, I mean, it actually, I'm just thinking about it now and my heart started to flutter a little bit. It's just magical. And it's been, what with the pandemic and stuff, it's been a few years. I bet Bonnie doesn't remember it as well. And I think we owe it to her as parents.
Remember what?
Christmas.
Yeah.
Although she's seen the videos. Ruth can't hear humming.
As Stan points out, Lucy, McDonald's got rid of Mac Tonight because of a lawsuit by Bobby Darin's son, claiming that the theme song infringed on his father's trademark.
That, you are dropping facts like bonbons.
Bonbons?
I don't know.
Like asteroids.
Is that better
Boom,
or worse?
fact. Boom, fact.
Boxing Day in DLP for the Dunn family.
Ooh.
That's interesting. You see, what's always put me off that week is it's the busiest week by statistics, and I'm like, do I want to be there on the busiest week?
Emma's going for the first Christmas season this year and says, I absolutely can't wait.
I don't think it's too late for us to book Christmas, is it?
Like I
It's
said,
never too late.
Like I said last week, the
You've
new
still got
the new
time.
mortgage deal is going to kick in early December, and I'm just going to be in a funk for about 6 months. But I'm going to be scrimping and scraping.
Okay.
I sat and watched Stock and Aitken Waterman on the BBC last night.
Oh yeah.
It was lots of the same song being played repeatedly over and over and over.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's the whole shtick, isn't it?
in it.
Right, now the last piece of news we've got is they are fine. Yeah, if you follow Disneyland Paris on Twitter or many of the main accounts, you'll see that this has been going on for a few months. I'm trying to choose an ambassador. Now, what they do every year, they have 2 ambassadors who are ambassadors for Disneyland Paris, and they represent the talent and diversity of our cast members during public, internal, media, or charity events. So they just show up as the face of DLP for a year. This year, we have finally got them chosen, and it is Jose Alfaro Navarro and Dylan Legras. So congratulations, Jose and Dylan. They got their very own parade this week at Disneyland Paris, followed by an ambassador ceremony at Studio D, and they also had an ambassador's lunch at the Coco Room in Bellanote, that Coco Room that we couldn't get into. So, I mean, they've already been treated like royalty.
Luca Room.
Oh. Okay, it must be the Luca Room. So they've been treated like royalty. And I'm sure you can expect to see much more of their faces in the months and time to come. So congratulations. Enjoy this experience. It sounds amazing.
Here's a question from Stan again. It says, I've seen photos of DLP for Halloween, but none from Disney Studios. Do they not decorate Disney Studios for Halloween?
I think the simple answer to that is no.
No.
Sorry to disappoint.
That's a good point, actually. I don't recall ever seeing any.
No. They don't really decorate for Christmas.
They must
either,
do
do they?
something in Tower of Terror. They can't let that just slip by, can they? They must do something.
Do they sometimes have Goofy there?
I don't know.
Terror outfit, I don't know.
I honestly, maybe they do. Yeah, maybe they have that as a meet. I don't recall. I know that for Christmas in Studio One, they have the band playing Christmas things, and they've got Christmas music and snow light projections instead of the stars and stuff like that. But then once you get outside, I don't think there's anything for Christmas either.
No, I don't remember seeing that.
No.
When I went to Christmas or Halloween, nothing.
As the status of Walt Disney Studios is going, because we've known for years it's a half-day park. It's like a little bonus extra thing that you get. You know, you buy this and we'll throw in a knife set for you. That's what it used to be. It was just a little extra. But now with the Marvel and the upcoming Lands and the Lake, the status of that park is going to rise substantially. So perhaps it'll end up getting its own celebrations. But no, honestly, it doesn't do anything. It does have its own seasons, though, like Season of the Force and things like that. And for Christmas, it's got a food festival as well. That's got like wintry things.
Best kind of festival, if you ask me. Do you like my shirt?
Yes.
It was £3.50 from a charity shop, and as I bought this and a Gudetama t-shirt for Bonnie, but as I was queuing, I spotted something off in the distance. Now, you might recall, people, on one of my own videos, Walt Disney World, in the first one from earlier this year, I leaned on was it this year or last year? It was last year, wasn't it? Summer. I leaned against a post on Big Thunder Mountain, and some varnish got on my shirt and just ruined it. I should have gone to the town hall and told them, and got some money, some gift vouchers or something. But yeah, I found the same shirt again for £3.50 in a Sue Ryder charity shop. So I bought it. It was actually in the ladies section, and I don't think it's a ladies. No, it's not actually. It's a what? Yeah, it's a chap's shirt, but it's in the ladies section. It's my Mickey Mouse Hands shirt. that also were on the cruise. So it was just like nice to find it for £3.50 because I thought, I'm not buying this.
It is a very good shirt, and you got some compliments on it. I'm glad that one is returned. I am real glad.
Yeah. I love charity shopping. And everyone's a winner because even if you don't like it, you've given to charity, so, no one loses, really.
Emma's saying, I loved it when we went to Walt Disney World in January a couple of years ago. We just caught the end of the Christmas decorations. It was so nice how they were all unique and themed to the parks. That would be a good time to go. Yeah. You went that time to Disneyland Paris. Oh, we can't hear you at the moment, can we? Right, shall we... the first week in January when they've still got the Christmas decorations up, you went to Disneyland Paris that year, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Time? I think the buzzing hopefully might have finished. We shall see. It was this one, it was loose. And it was Lucy's, and it was loose. Yes, it's lovely. But also, it's a bit of a funny situation, I think, at that time of year, because Christmas is over, but you've still got Christmas stuff up, so it's kind of a little bit sad.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
That's what I've always wondered about. Does it feel like, when you have a house party and then you come down the following morning and there's wine glasses everywhere and you have to tidy it up? It's not as fun as it is the night before.
It's kind of like that, except that the party's still going on as well.
Oh, there's still...
But you don't want them to be there anymore.
That's what it is.
Your uncle...
Santa's still there.
Get out.
Some of your mates have slept over on the couch and you come down and they've still got a bit of buzz on and they've turned on the PlayStation. You're expected to carry on partying, but you can't be bothered. You just want to tidy up.
Any chance of a fry-up?
Oh, yeah.
Get out.
Just go. Just go already.
Let me live my life.
Right, do we have trip reports? Because that is all she wrote, Chris.
Well, it's nice that that's all she wrote. We do have trip reports. I'm going to start off, though. I'm just going to ask, has the buzzing stopped? Is it better? Is it worse?
Yeah. It's gone.
Good, that's good to know. Okay, so give me 1 second because I've been juggling all sorts of stuff just now. And I just need to find the stuff that I need. I'm going to say stuff a couple more times whilst I pad.
It's all good. Stan from the Solo Show enjoys the idea of a fry up.
Let's have one now.
Sugar Sweet Samantha enjoyed the prolonged Christmas. If only to get a Christmas Day and Boxing Day off. I think a timing would be key. If you can kind of spring off the end of your own festivities, it probably extends it for you. I feel like if you've had even just one day back at work and then had to go back to that Christmas, it would feel a bit odd to me.
So here we go then. It's all good. I'm going to start off before I talk about anybody else by saying that I'm not that grumpy. Somebody in the chat said earlier, Chris is grumpy. I should be grumpy because it's all going to be horribly wrong. But I've realised what we actually need is a B track. That's what we need. Like the rides have, we need to be able to say this is how it is when everything's running smoothly, like right this second. And then what do we do when things go wrong? So I just need to figure out what that is and have it ready to go so that when stuff goes wrong, I can just flick over to the B track. Potter around and fix things, and then we can carry on with the show as normal. Anyway, on to people. So I'm starting off with the Disneyland Paris Show 37 Disney Street Facebook page. I posted, as I always do. And
show me what you got.
Asked for stuff. I'm just going to say, firstly, at the bottom of all of this, Cheryl said, don't forget to talk about the snack lists that were put in the chat.
Ooh,
now,
yeah.
The only reason I'm not going to talk about that now is because I have the pictures ready to bring up, but because of all the chaos, I haven't been able to sort them all out. So I think I want to do it justice, so I'd rather bring it in next week and do it then. So we will talk about it. But basically, there's 2 lists of snacks, one for each park. And it's great. I mean, some of them will go out of date when the 30th finishes. But it's a really good idea, and I think it's something that everybody should be doing. Next up then, Sarah Seymour Griffith says, back in June, I tried to do a 1-day, earliest flight in the morning, last flight at night trip with my friend.
Wow.
Well, it didn't go ahead because my flight in the morning got cancelled. Thanks, EasyJet.
That was a short trip report.
Yep.
Thanks
so
for
we're
that.
trying again in just over a week's time. Keep your fingers crossed for me.
Oh, that was the end.
Crossed. It was the end. It's not a trip report.
That's not easy.
It's not the trip reports. 1,000 words. Well done.
It kind of was.
Stacey Warner says, I'm off on a magical trip tomorrow. Not Disneyland, but F-Telling and Fantasialand. Had dreamed of listening to the show while packing, but with trains being an issue, I'm travelling to near the airport tonight. Still very excited.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah. Ingrid says, I'm not usually one to grump, but but one can definitely grump about recent cuts. No photo pass photographer in the evening at Newport Bay or Santa Fe for the character meets, and no more badges in City Hall or studio services. Hopefully a temporary measure, but maybe not.
Oh, you must be grumpy.
Sarah replies there were birthday badges 3 weeks ago, so hopefully it was just because they ran out, which happens often from the sounds of it. And then Ingrid says several cast members have announced it on social media, so I don't think it's a question of stock.
I've just remembered I've written down Revolut.
Oh yes, we were going to talk about.
We'll come on to that, but someone asked us about the travel card thing.
Yes.
So we'll talk about that in a minute.
Andrew Palmer says, where is best to have breakfast, in the hotel or EMT in the parks?
If you... Right, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Breakfast, sorry, to have breakfast fast.
Okay.
Oh,
A quick breakfast.
Nothing in the village or the park... Well, nothing in the parks opens till the parks opens. Nothing in the village opens till 8 a.m. So if you want to have breakfast and then go for early magic hours, the hotel's your best bet 'cause that opens at 6:30. So you can get in there early. You can get in at 7:30, whatever, have a full breakfast and then go. Our personal preference is do early magic hours and then when everyone else goes in the parks, go for breakfast at 9:30. Grab a snack, that kind of thing. I would certainly factor it in. And if you are, we're not coffee drinkers. We're getting this thing going with coffee drinkers and sharing a podcast with the coffee drinker. If you plan on going via Starbucks in the village or anything like that, you've got to factor that in time-wise. It's not a case of, we'll just walk through the village and grab a quick coffee, because everybody thinks that. So, to summarise, I would do it in the hotel if you're serious. If you're not bothered about breakfast, like we can leave it a couple of hours before we eat, can't we? I would snack in the parks.
I don't have breakfast normally. I only have breakfast on holiday.
But in fact, I'm the same as you, actually. I don't really breakfast at all.
I don't eat until midday. I don't have anything.
Bring some of those single-serve croissants and just have them in your room.
Yeah.
Simple.
Easy.
Yeah, done. Next.
Emma's pointed out there's a Starbucks at Santa Fe. There's also a Starbucks at Cheyenne as well. So if you're coming from there, then you can get them at the hotel. Maybe a bit quieter.
Next up, Sarah Clipston says, an observation and grump, really. How come Disney USA have so many fabulous snacks and treats and Paris are so limited and have little imagination? Come on, Paris, please!
Oh, you must be
I have
grumpy.
an answer to that. I mean, it's not a good answer, it's a reason. Historically, the snack culture in Europe just isn't the same as it is in America. We just don't traditionally snack between meals.
Nope.
We don't fetishize like elaborate snacks and large portions and things like that. But
I do.
it is
I do all these things.
we do from a Disney point of view, but in real life we don't. We just don't. I think it's a real thing to kind of grab cookies at shopping centres and things. And
I mean, I get what you're saying, but when we first started doing the podcast, we used to bring random snacks associated with this film that we were doing, and we still have strange drinks all the time. So we do kind of.
I mean, more from a consumer point of view.
Yeah.
But I think that's changing. I think I think it's becoming more and more popular. And the thing is that the snacks at Walt Disney World are really driven by Instagram. They want you to photograph yourself eating these amazing snacks, and then all your friends, word of mouth, will want to go to Disney World. So I think that it's just going to get better and better at Disneyland Paris. But that's the reason it historically isn't as big a thing in Paris as it is in America.
Yeah, someone was asking about this, and I said, I was trying not to be Debbie Downer, but I was saying, do lower, because they were used to Walt Disney World, and they were going for the first time in 20 years. I said, do lower your expectations a bit, because it's not like it is at Disney World. Just lower them.
Chris Lee says, we are off to Sequoia Lodge in November, and I keep hearing the character meet and greets are in the mornings there, but surely everyone is in the parks taking advantage of extra magic hours. Does anyone have any experience of them doing meet and greets in the evenings too? They do, I think, now, don't they?
They do, but I believe it's random.
No, I think they're organised. I think they do have them
regular?
now. So in Sequoia, Cheyenne, Santa Fe, maybe. I could be completely wrong, but certainly I watched a video that said they did them in Sequoia yesterday. So, but I don't know how old that was, whether that's still the case. But if what Ingrid was saying is true, then potentially they don't have the photographers there anyway. So
I don't think when we were at Sequoia, we didn't see any characters meeting. We saw the place where they did meet, but I don't think we saw them sort of evening time when we went back. They were supposed to be there in the morning.
Yeah.
Kerry says she thinks that she ate better food overall in DLP than in Walt Disney World. Jolly good.
Yes. And finally on this list here, Mercedes says, I'm beyond excited to experience the Disneyland Hotel in February.
The tone, Chris. The tone of your voice there.
Now, she mentioned this on Twitter this week as well to us. She's surprising her mum.
Yeah.
Because
this must be a safe place. Because,
yeah, she can't mention it on her show. But yeah.
Does your mum listen to your show, Mercedes? Because I know for a fact that my parents would never ever listen to anything that I did like this.
No, mine don't either.
No one at work ever mentions this show, so I don't think anyone from work knows about this at all. And they'd be surprised. They'd be surprised to know there's hundreds of episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, she says it's a safe place. Thankfully. Can you imagine if we just ruined it?
Well, she did put it in the bit that says I'm going to read this stuff out. So
okay.
So. Stan from the Solo Show is saying the snack carts seem to always have huge lines when he was there. They need more snack carts in DLP. Fair point. And it's a lot better than it used to be, but it was the irregularity of them opening as well that used to be frustrating, but that seems to have improved. Emma says that she doesn't think the snack game in DLP is that bad, and it's definitely improving.
It's getting better.
The problem is everything's always out of stock, isn't that right, Huey?
Oh, yes. Anyway, we're going to trip report.
Trip report, yeah.
Audience trip roundup.
It's been a while since I've used that one.
I know.
It's quite nice, isn't it? Now this one here is from Victoria Cutlass. Victoria, I apologise because you sent me this back on the 6th of September, but we've had rain trip reports and all sorts of stuff going on. It's been busy, but here we are now. Hi, we love the show and all the tips videos, so wanted to share a report from our recent 3-day trip at the end of August. This has got headings. I like ones with headings. This is good. Travel and hotels. We went to DLP as part of a longer trip to France and stayed the night before at Novotel Collegian, which is about 20 minutes drive from DLP. It was a really comfortable hotel and an easy run to DLP in the morning, which meant we had picked up our passes and were in the park for extra magic time. We then had 3 days, 2 nights at Sequoia Lodge. At the end of our 3rd day, we drove about an hour towards Calais and stayed in a town called Compiègne. Yeah, something like that. Doing the hotel either side of Disney Stay meant that we could max our time in the parks whilst only paying for the 2-night stay. We thought this worked really well and avoided the last day blues as we weren't clock watching for our transport home. This is what we're planning on doing when we go as well. Rides and queues. The parks were fairly busy during our visit, but we were still able to get on all the rides we wanted, most multiple times. We did think that there were quite a few rides were going down during our trip. It didn't cause any issues, but wasn't sure on others' experiences of this. Food. We had managed to get reservations at Downtown Restaurant for the first night of our stay, which was a real highlight. The selection of food was great, with lots of child-friendly food, burgers, pizza, pasta, Mickey potatoes, and more grown-up options. The desserts were also amazing, with Marvel touches that our little boy loved. We were also impressed by the availability of snacks during this trip. This contravenes what we've just been saying.
Yeah.
We generally had one big meal booked each day, bought our own supplies for breakfast, and then stopped for substantial snacks during the day. We especially enjoyed the chicken nuggets at Café de la Brousse, the bitterballen at the Old Mill, Casey's hot dogs, although our boy now thinks he should always put crisps on sausages.
What's bitterballen?
Bitterballen.
What is that?
I don't know, but it's on the snack checklist.
Oh, okay.
And various treats from Palace, from the Place de Rémy food trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Quiet spots. We really appreciated finding a quiet spot for a break during the day at the park. Thanks for your tips on these. Some others that we enjoyed are seating area by the Old Mill. Fantasyland seems crazy busy during our trip, but the seating area next to the Old Mill was an oasis of calm, plenty of seating and lovely to watch the train going by.
I would agree, but when I was sat in there once and a guy was doing a conference call on the next table for like half an hour. It's when you were getting that really slow crate. Yeah, it was just having just doing a work call.
I don't go near there after having to wait half an hour for a coffee.
Yeah.
This might be because an area nearby was fenced off for renovations, but definitely worth a stop at the moment. Adventureland restaurants. We stopped off by Café de la Bruce and Colonel Hathie's. Both were dreamy and quiet.
We haven't been to Colonel Hathie's. Like, we used to love going there for some peace and quiet, but we haven't been there for years now.
Priority.
We will.
Wit says it's a Dutch snack. It's essentially molten meat paste, breaded and fried.
Ah, what?
I think
That
they aren't great,
sounds
but Nate loves them.
That sounds amazing.
Frontierland station area had lots of seating and was much quieter than the rest of Frontierland. That's because it's out in the middle of nowhere, isn't it? And it's never open.
What's that, sorry?
Frontierland station. Places to be.
Oh,
quiet
yeah.
places.
Yeah.
Have we ever even been there?
Yeah, it's up by the theatre. We've never got on the train there,
No.
but we've been to there.
In the general vicinity.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been
we've
around there. I don't remember going up to the station.
And the Laugh and Go food truck and super diner area in Studios Park. Both were great to take
Yeah,
food from the food trucks in Place de Remy and eat them in a quieter spot.
Yeah.
The super diner, when we went in for the now famous Choco Blast, it was pretty quiet there, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we were served as if it was full of 100 people.
when you think that Avengers Campus hadn't been opened long, and you still had to get a reservation to be able to go in, it was really quiet around there. Next trip. While we were there, we couldn't resist checking the prices for 2024, which had just been released. The prices for the run-up to Christmas in 24 seemed surprisingly reasonable, and so we treated ourselves to Hotel New York for a late November weekend.
Well, hey.
451 days to go! Thanks for all the tips and advice, the Cutler family.
Good going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Already on to your next one. I like that.
I wish
Keeps the momentum going, doesn't it?
I'm really, we've had this August one to look forward to, and I had the legitimate excuse of being busy, and now I don't feel like we've got enough trips booked. I want to have them stacked.
You need a stack of money, though, first.
Yeah, we do need a stack of money.
I'm just looking because I did have another one. I do have another one, but I did have another one, and I can't see it now. Okay. Are you ready for another one?
Yeah?
This one here is it's from this guy.
Bobbing along, singing our song, Bob, with Bob Sangwell on 37 Disney Street. Bob.
Now, I am going to just air a disclaimer here before I start reading this.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to know behind the magic, then probably don't listen to this particular trip report.
Which bits behind the magic are you referring to?
Well, Bob's been on a trip to DLP, courtesy of his friend, who is a friend of Jafar and a friend of Goofy.
I see.
And.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Does Bonnie want to hear behind the magic?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's fine.
Right.
She knows.
A long-time friend of ours had been taken on as a. I'm going to change this as a friend of.
Yeah.
Of cast members at DLP and wanted Pat and myself to visit. We agreed to go over for 3 nights, but staying on property was just too expensive when we added the 3 train journeys we had to buy. Clacton to Liverpool Street, St Pancras to International, to Lille via Eurostar, and Lille to Marne-la-Vallée. So there you go. If you didn't know, Bob lives in Clacton.
Yeah. I was wondering that myself, but now we know.
For this reason, and 1/3 of the price of Cheyenne, we had a studio with kitchenette in the 4-star Relais Spa Hotel at Val d'Europe. Just a couple of minutes from the railway station, and having an on-demand shuttle to the parks. Despite a 1-hour delay outside Lille, Tom was still not able to pick us up for an hour on arrival, as he'd been Maleficent's dragon tail goon in the parades, and so had to remove his half-face grey makeup. See, now it starts. Here it starts. Tale of the Dragon. We had a meal in the local restaurant and found out what he had managed to organise for our 2 days in the park. We had a priority seating for Disney Junior and Mickey and the Magician shows on the first day, and priority seating plus the chance to have a photo with Sven before the show and a chance to meet Elsa, Anna and Kristoff afterwards for photos on the second day. The rest of the visit, 2 full days only in total, as there was just 2 of us with Tom, we mostly managed to get priority access to most rides too, which meant we easily did all we wanted to at least once while we were there. After the 2 full days, Tom was hoping to spend his first day back on boring Jafar duties, but instead ended up doing meets as Baloo and then changing, and then going and spending time with Goofy for the parade.
Expertly dodged.
Thank you. We were really impressed with the parks this time, especially the Frontierland Dia de la Muerte displays, and had a great time despite Hyperspace Mountain, Festival of the Lion King, and Indiana Jones Temple de Peril being closed. Bob and Pat. And then he's put some pictures in, but I can't show you them, so I'm not going to. Sorry, Bob. Nice and succinct. That.
I'll look at the pictures and just react to them.
Yeah, go on then. Here we go.
Right.
So that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. All right, yeah.
Zoom in on that one, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
there is another one. I can't get to it. Well, let me look at it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There.
Cool.
Yeah,
There we
yeah.
are. There you go. Treat for all of you. I'm sure you'll agree.
Very good. Thanks for
I
those,
did
guys.
have a trip report about Japan somewhere, but I can't find it. So
Oh.
I
Well,
know.
Do we have time to quickly talk about
Yes, shall we?
these travel?
I'm very.
What do you call them?
I'm very quickly going to say Ankita has just popped up in the chat, and she can't wait for her first ever Disney trip to Disneyland Paris in December.
Yes, Ankita.
Yay!
It's
Love
gonna
from
be
India.
Awesome.
Have we got anyone from India? We
Not previously. No, we need to start
Ooh.
scratching that.
We're going to scratch a map.
Should we get that
off.
up in the background when we
yeah,
sort our?
I'm going to put it on that wall, so when we change our arrangement, we'll have it. And we
For
can
those
scratch
listening,
things off
there's a
live.
wall over there. Okay.
How do you
Prepaid cards.
Currency cards.
a currency card?
Okay.
That's what I'm looking
Yes.
for. Right. So we personally use Revolut.
So do I.
A lot of people use Chase. Is it?
The post
Yeah.
office do their own. Can't remember what
Right.
it's called. It might just be called the post office card.
So I know with Revolut we have. So instead of taking loads of cash or using your own cards and getting bank charges, I know for Revolut I have an app that's linked to my bank account, and then they send you a card. I got a free card, and you can. Oh, is it free or is it a $5?
I think it's £5 for your card.
And you can upgrade it to a nice fancy one made of carbon or whatever. I don't care. I just got the cheapest one, and then you take money from your bank account, pop it into the app, as it were, and then you convert it into the local currency,
If you want to, you don't even have to do that.
and then you can just use your card or your phone and just use it like it's just your normal bank card.
Mm-hmm.
I've got like euros on there, I've got dollars on there, and actually sometimes if you go on holiday quite a bit, oftentimes you'll forget you've got money still on there. Let me have a look, and then you're like, oh, I've got so many, like, for example, I found $200 in cash upstairs the other day. I was like, yes.
Nice.
One of the major benefits for me is I like to obsess over exchange rates, and I follow them all year. And that's my savings account, is my Revolut card. So I save up for my holidays on there. So I'll squirrel away sort of £10 a week, £20 a week in there, ready for the holidays. But then I keep an eye on the exchange rate.
You move it
and I move it as soon as
to
it's
make
at a
little
high
bits of
thing.
money out of it.
So I just keep, whenever it's high, I move whatever's in there, and then I just keep going. So I don't wait till the day before my holiday to exchange my
Like
money.
Oh, so you're not like looking at all the currencies and going, do you know what? If I move all these,
Oh,
if
no,
I
I don't
move all
do
these
that.
pounds into yen right now, I'm going to make a load of money.
No, but I do keep, like, if I know I'm going to America, I do it for dollars, do it for euros. But I've genuinely like pounced on a really high exchange rate, and then 3 days later it's plummeted down again, and then poor Hugh has to get this really low exchange rate the week before. The
I
thing.
often
So-
run out while on holiday, and sometimes you can top it up while queuing for something. Like if I'm, wanting to pay for some quick service, I'm like, oh no, I don't have enough funds. I quickly pop £100 on there or something, change it up to dollars. I was looking. I've got 18 euros on here, 18 and 60 cents, and I got $264.
Wow.
So that's
Ready?
that's gonna be good for next time.
Waiting.
Don't put all your money into it though, guys, because even though they are safe and secure, like you never know when a company's going to go under. Do you?
I use
Don't
Revolut.
put all your money on.
I use Revolut as my spend account basically.
Yeah.
So I use it at home
Oh,
quite regularly. I'll just bang money in there because then I know that I can use that and it's not going to go off my bills and stuff. So just as a have some separate. So I use it all the time. Also, just another little thing. We got the boys Go Henry accounts.
oh yeah.
And the principle's effectively the same, really. I mean, they are bank accounts, just like Revolut is a bank account. But it means they've got their own cards that they can use as well. So they're something that we've taken with us as well. They only ever have, like, small amounts of money, but we give them a pocket money allowance every week, and they can then save up and take it and use that as well, which is quite cool. So
That's great.
yeah.
Kerry says, yes, we had the post office travel debit card, but you cannot transfer the money back. We had £900 left, and I wanted to put it back into my main account. couldn't.
Now you can do that with Revolut, because I have done that. The other thing I use Revolut for is because I have to pay subs every year for DVC. They come out in December. It's about £900, and so I save up all year for that as well. And then same thing with the exchanging it when I've got a good rate, not waiting till the day before. And I'm able to pay my DVC subs straight from that debit card, the way you would anything else. So if you know that you're paying for something, if you're buying anything from America, even if it's online, if you're buying a book from an American website or whatever, buy it on your Revolut card, because then you're in control of the exchange rate, as opposed to the bank charging you a random exchange rate that they feel like.
Monzo, did we mention that one? Aaron says, I use my Monzo bank card there. You do get bogged down with whatever exchange rate it is for the day, but don't charge a transaction fee.
Right, so the point is that you're not pre-exchanging it. You're not loading it up in the currency.
I've never loaded it in the currency when I use
you
Revolut.
not?
No, I just use it as a normal card.
Do you?
It's pence difference, isn't it? It's really. I'm not spending large amounts.
They do say a travel tip, which you've probably all heard, is that if you ever get asked, do you want to use, sterling or the local currency, and you think, well, sterling, use the local currency, because you don't get those little extra charges.
There you go. There's a lot of love in the chat for Ankita, who says, yes, you have had someone from India before, last time.
Oh.
But yeah, a lot of love. It's
Honestly,
a childhood
my
dream, and
memory.
she's 33 now, and she's going to live the dream. Her first visit to DLP, so that's pretty cool.
Yes.
What else was I going to say about Revolut? Forgotten. Oh, I was going to say, I do still take cash. I take half cash, and then probably put about half on my card, but then I never have enough, so then while I'm there I can top up my Revolut card, but I always try and keep a little bit of cash back. It's a bit of a gamble, because you want to keep back maybe 100 just in case of emergencies for travelling back and stuff, but then maybe you can spend it at the airport or whatever,
I never have cash.
You want to try and just spend the last little bit.
But my thing is, I've got Apple Pay on my watch and on my phone, and I've got my cards, so I've got 3 different things that if one of them went, I'd still have the others.
But let me tell you this, Chris. There has been an occasion, at least one that I remember, when all the computers went down at Disneyland Paris.
Yes,
for an
that is
hour.
very true. But then the tills still have problems anyway, so...
For that reason only, I don't take cash. But I always kind of, after Hugh's been to the post office, I ask him for $20 or €20, and I just put it in my lanyard for that reason. It's like, if ever we get separated, I need a taxi, I've got an emergency, at least I've got cash on me. But to be fair, I never use it, and I tend to just give him it back at some point.
Part of my problem of
Still waiting.
Part of my problem of having cash, actually, Laura always brings some cash, to be fair. But whenever I used to carry cash abroad, I might have, say, for instance, €200, and I would take 50 and I'd have it in my wallet, and then I'd have 50 in my bag, and then I'd have the rest of it split out in 10s in different pockets, so that if anyone pickpocket and got all of it, they'd have to go in every single pocket everywhere to be able to find it all.
Cash split in half in 2 places, maybe sometimes 3 actually, 3 places, and then cards and whatever and phone. So I'm covered. So if I get mugs, you hardly getting anything. You're getting like a fifth of what I've got.
Stan is asking, and I'd like someone to. I know I'm aware of the menu of failure, but can you buy Disney gift cards in the UK and use them in DLP? I get Disney gift cards in Canada and use them in Walt Disney World to save on exchange rate. I've heard of this in the States. I honestly don't know. I know you can get gift cards for Shop Disney, or what was the Disney store. But whether you can and do use them in DLP, I don't know.
Whitney says, as far as I know, you can't. When we were at DLP, I asked at a bit's cut off
about gift cards.
And they don't even sell any.
Yeah, I'm not aware of this.
I think it would be strange given how many different currencies are in such a small area in Europe. I know that you are buying in Canadian dollars and then spending in American dollars, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a thing we can do.
Anyway, that's a little because I remember when we first got Revolut, I've seen lots of people saying, "Is it safe to use these?" And I was always keen to say, "Oh yeah, we've started using these and they're great." It just it gives you a lot more choice, a bit more versatility with your spending abroad.
And Keita, yes, there are ATMs in the parks. I know for definite there's one in each of the arcades either side of Main Street, and there are some other places, but I can't remember where.
Probably in the train station as well, I would imagine.
Yeah. Right. Okay then, I'm going to wrap this up now because we've run 6 minutes over our hour. We just love talking to you guys so much. So, thank you all very much for joining us. I hope you'll join us again next week. I've been Lucy. These have been the boys. Bye-bye.
See you over on Patreon if you're going to come over to the show. I really hope you do. It'll be really nice. Speak to you in a bit. Bye.